I have a rant. Hello, sorry, pepperoni. Hello again. It's been a while. So yeah, I have been busy. Uh, Dying, I guess. I mean, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but I wanted to rant because I'm fucking tired. I mean, I'm not technically tired. I just woke up, I had breakfast, but I am tired. You wanna know why? Because my fucking brain keeps ruining everything for me. See, I have been making videos since I think 2024. But technically, I have been making the first video since 2020 or 2021. Okay, that was the story time animation's first video. That took me like 2 years to make for no reason. But anyways, I made this channel in like 2020. Yeah, 2025. Okay, it's been almost a year since I've been making videos over here. Okay, and wait, no, it's been 2024. So yeah, it's been 2 years since I've been making videos. Okay, I've made over 130 videos. But you wanna know what happened in the last few months? I got stuck. And I'm not talking about burnout. I'm talking about literally just not being able to make videos. I'm talking about not having the guts to make a video. And this isn't this. You might question me because you'd be like, "Wait a minute, didn't you make a video like literally last month?" Well, that's the thing. It took me. It was so hard making just that one video. Okay, and after that, the reason why I haven't posted is because I don't have. Like, I'm not able to make videos. And this is not me overreacting. This is me letting it out. It's honestly flabbergasting for me how like everything's going right in my life technically, okay? Things are going right. Yet the stuff that I like to do, I'm getting stuck in that. It's as if life is trying to play some balancing game that this idiot can't have too many good things in his life. What the fuck? And yeah, like that's basically life. And I don't know what the fuck to do about it. Wait a minute, are you guys getting like a silhouette of me? Damn, I'm getting like that thing. But yeah, I don't know what to do about it, to be honest. Like, I honestly do not know. Do you know how nice it's feeling to just rant right now in front of a camera? I used to do this a lot. If you look back at my videos, I used to do this a lot. And I stopped. Why? Because for some apparent reason, I decided that, oh, maybe I need to start making more videos with better quality. Because I have friends who, like, rightfully critiqued my videos that I give the feeling that I don't put enough effort. Because, for example, my vlogs, I could easily color correct them. I could easily reduce the noise by doing noise reduction, editing on them, right? I could easily clip out a few things, but I wouldn't. And that made me wonder, am I doing that? Am I not doing that because of laziness or because I want to show it? And it's weird because technically speaking, I did do it because I wanted to show the rawness, but technically I did because I wanted to have less friction, right? And sure, I did get less friction, but I also gained subpar quality. So I don't know what to do about that. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, right? Like, should you do better quality or should you do worse quality but more rawness, right? So for some reason, I didn't think I could do both. And so I fucked up. I don't know. You want to know what finally got me to make this video? I convinced a friend to start posting. No, seriously, I convinced a friend to start posting. And I watched him stream, and for some reason that reminded me that I could do stupid raw videos too. And I mean, that's not the only thing. There was another sort of thing that happened, which is that I got two critiques on my character. One was asked for, I asked for one of them, but the other one I didn't ask for, but it was also equally helpful. Well, one was from one of my professors from my previous university. Yes, I've changed universities, not because the university was bad, financial reasons. But anyway, mainly financial reasons, and from my part at least. From my parents' part, it might be something else. But anyways, I got a critique from my professor from my previous university that I asked for, and he explained that I, for some reason, ask permission from people to do stuff. Let that sink in, what that means. I think you do not understand what I mean, so I need to explain it further. Think of it as if, let's say you need to make a painting, but you don't know if it's a good or bad idea. But then, instead of thinking that, wait a minute, it's a fucking painting, nobody's gonna give a shit. You end up asking 100 people if it's a good idea to do, and only then will you decide if you should do it or not. And not as in that, like, you will straight up question everyone that should I do it or not. Sometimes what you would do is that you would basically just try to get a reaction. Like you could just go, oh, I'm thinking of making this painting, and then you would wait for them to answer so that you could see how they would react to it. And sure, I used to do that when with my parents, right? Like I used to ask my parents a lot. But then it went to my friends, okay? Then I started asking my friends. You want to know where it went after that? The extreme level that it went to? I started asking AI. What happened? I kid you not how dystopian it felt when I finally realized how dystopian that was. That I was asking a fucking AI for permission to create. At that point, I should have just taken a noose. To be honest, I should have, but I didn't. And yeah, pretty much that was the critique that I at least remember. One of the critiques, which actually affected me at least. What was the second critique? Well, that was from my brother. Basically, he was taunting me because I have a ukulele that I don't know how to use. And he was basically taunting me on the fact that I don't actually want to learn the ukulele, which is why I haven't learned it yet, because I'm not, as he said it, obsessed enough, by which he basically meant that I didn't have enough passion to be disciplined to continuously learn it. Because on the other hand, what he had done in just a few days was that he suddenly felt like, hey, the education system sucks here in Pakistan. Let me just make a theoretical fix for that. And he started doing in-depth research, and he found some pretty good points on how it could be improved. And basically he was critiquing me that I'm not trying that hard with the ukulele. And I was like, well, I can't be obsessed. My mother doesn't allow me. That was my excuse, by the way. Because my mother doesn't like when me or my siblings become obsessed in the crazy sense of 24/7 working on something. So that was the excuse I gave. And then my brother cleared up what he meant by obsession. And I said, I basically said that it never succeeds. And then he pointed out something that for some reason my stupid brain didn't even think about. Okay? Hear me out. Listen. This is something very, very important. Very important. That have success whenever I've been obsessed. It reminded me about multiple things that have happened in my life. When I was obsessed over music, even a little bit, I was able to, without knowing any theory, make music, whether it's bad or good. It was music to the extent that I could show it to someone else and they would even agree, yeah, it's music. It might not be the best, but it's music. Similarly, when I started making storytime animation videos at the beginning of my YouTube era or career, or I don't know, YouTube hobby, okay, I only made 3 videos. But compare those 3 videos to the videos I have right now, and those are so successful because I was obsessed on improving. Similarly, is the improvement I saw when I did the daily doodles. If you might not know about this, many of you might not, because that was like the very starting of my YouTube time on this channel. Daily doodles was this thing that I did in which for around 52 or 53 days straight, I would make a video. Whether it's shitty, whether it's good, whether I have really good color grading, or I have I don't even know what camera angle to use, okay? Like I'm just on a low angle stuff, right? With bad quality, everything bad. I had to make it, even if I was making something on the par of the next Batman movie. Okay? And you wanna know what happened? By the end of it, I was pretty much going well off. To the extent that one of my friends, who's a big fan of niching down, was literally insisting that I continue the series because I've basically found a pretty good part of the internet to work on. I might not be I wasn't successful per se that like I was getting millions or even thousands of views or even hundreds of views, but I was getting enough, right? But I left it because I wanted to make multiple different things, and which was, even now, I would believe, a good idea. But the issue still remains that for some reason, after that, I was at a high level of like making whatever the fuck I want to, but then I've had a crash. And I've tried to remember why. And the reasoning that I could find, the only reasoning, is the camera. Because I was able to buy a really good camera that I'm using right now. But the problem with good gear is that it just makes you think that you need to make pretty peak stuff. And if you don't, you're basically just wasting money. And I think that's basically the epitome of what happens for many artists. I mean, you get a better paint, you feel like you need to make a Renaissance painting, not Impressionism, even though both, I would argue, are on the same level. And that's yeah, right? Like, I should be just making whatever I can because I am improving. And sure, I might not realize it, and you might not too when you're making something, but it is what it is. We never realize how much we've improved when we're working on something, but when we're out of it, we realize how much better our lives were when we were doing it. It's like the grass is not greener on the other side, it's greener on this side, on the side that you were on. And I guess sometimes you need somebody else to tell you that. So maybe keep friends who could tell you that. And I don't mean yes men, okay? Don't think that I'm saying that have yes men. I'm not saying that. But I think we all need some appreciation. I think we all need some appreciation. Why am I having a hard time saying appreciation? We all needs time. Like at times, we need somebody to pat us on the back and say, "Hey, you're improved." And yeah, it's gonna be so hard to upload this video because most likely I'm gonna edit it, edit the shit out of it because I want to, and there are a lot of moments where I'm silent and I'm just moving the camera because yeah, I tried to do this in one go, though at the beginning I didn't. But yeah, and like technically speaking, I have been improving, even if on the standards of many creators I am not, because my viewer to subscriber ratio is terrible because views are very less, subscribers are more. I'm honest, I never bought subscriber. I don't have that much money. Okay, I don't have that much money to waste, but I do have I have 37 subscribers, which is pretty big compared to when I was doing daily doodles. I was on like 27 something. So it's like a 10 subscriber boost, right? I should be happy. I think everyone should be happy for even small amounts of increase. Yet we keep getting indulged in like these small pits of, oh, I haven't improved enough. I should really do something else. Right. Will I make more rants? Probably. Will I try to abuse what I just did? Most likely. Will I make other videos? I hope so. But all I can say is, I'm happy I'm making another video after a while. It feels relieving, to say the least. That's basically it. I'm most likely gonna upload the raw footage even, but I'm gonna put it unlisted. I'm gonna put it on my face, like right now. If you wanna watch that, you can. If not, oh well. Thank you for listening to the rant, at least.